Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream tonight. My name is Harsha. I'm from Cindog Media, where we help you to market even better. We are streaming live across Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Daily Motion, YouTube, you name it. We are growing where we are streaming in terms of our reach. So glad to have you on board. Let me just stop this timer because it's getting in the way, isn't it? If you're joining in tonight from anywhere in the world, I am truly grateful for your presence. And what I was going to say was if there's any questions you want to send through, because this is a live stream on multiple channels, I won't be able to check every single channel for your messages. However, if you do have any messages, you can see this phone? No. With the backdrop, you can't. However, you can text it through using WhatsApp. So it will be it'll be free for you to send those messages on 0426 794 189. That's +61 in Australia. 426 794 189. So send any questions, comments through there, and I will be able to answer it. I've got the phone right in front of me, so I will see those messages come through. So yesterday night, we did stream part 6. I am going to redo part 6 of the sales call process, mainly due to the fact that there was a little bit of a glitch when sharing slides on Google. So this is something to keep in mind when you're streaming. If you maximize your screen and share it using the restream, it stays on that one page, even though I was actually going through all the slides. You would have only seen one slide, and it was a little bit jittered how it changed the slides. So I'm going to redo it. With a bit of luck, we will not have that happen tonight. If it does, then we may have to look at some other technical alternatives to the streaming process. May have to pre-record it and send it. However, I'll still be available live. But I'd love to do these live rather than have them pre-recorded, because it is quite fresh and it goes out unfiltered, uncut, with all the mistakes. We can go through them as we talk and make blunders, just like I'm doing now. So anyway, if you have any questions, obviously text those through. What we'll cover today is part 6 of the sales process, which is really the qualification part of it. So with that, a recap of the previous slides. So let me first get a view of, I'm just going to double check that this is actually streaming properly. Be able to check on one of my channels. I'm just going to reload that. So bear with me. Appreciate your patience. Now I can see got one there, so it's working. And I'm going to flip over now to the slides, which I will not maximize. I'm just going to leave it so you can see the sidebar. So we are in the qualification process. I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger so you can hopefully see it a little bit bigger as well as me. All right, so we're up to part 6, which is qualification. However, let's skip back a little bit just to see what part 5 was about, which was setting expectations, which was what we covered previously. So if you missed that, if you missed any of the previous presentations, all the way back to the first one I did on sales calls, you can go through any of the channels, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and find those there and watch them before you go on to this. It's probably a good idea that you do that. However, if you're tuning in tonight, let's go through it and then you can flick back and watch the ones that you missed. So with part 5, setting expectations, it's really setting up the expectations of the call so the customer knows what we're going to be talking about and what to expect from the call. And setting the expectations, we gave a little bit of a script what we'll cover and what the customer has to look forward to in terms of getting on board with us. Obviously, you can copy and paste that script to suit your business, and that's the whole point of this exercise, is for you to follow along and develop your sales script along with what I'm providing here. So today we're going to get on to part 6, repeating last night's. However, it is about the qualification process. So what are we actually looking for in terms of qualifying a customer when we move forward on the call to this step? And it's really these 4 things that we're looking out for. Firstly, to go through with your prospects on what's in it for them. This is really the benefits to the customer, right? So the customer will be interested in what they're going to get out of this process, what they're going to get out of the interaction with your business. So it's important that you cover that in this qualification process. Describe to your customers what you do and make it simple to avoid the customer getting confused or information overload. The last thing you want to do is to provide too much information about what you do where the customer is so confused that they just want to get off the call, right? So you want to condense that down into 3 steps, maximum 4 steps about what you do, how you do it. Figure out if the prospect has the ability to make the decision on behalf of the business. If not, who can? And when can we get time with them to get it approved, or get them on the call with us so we can go through that process with them as well? So it's important, if you get to that point, you don't continue to the next part of the call, because that is a crucial step that we need to get through. Finally, let your prospect verbalize the reasons for them buying the product or service in their own words. Now that's kind of intuitive why that would be, what we want to do that rather than you telling them what to do. They want to be on this journey. They want to, make that buying decision, and it's important that they verbalize that in their own words rather than you telling them what to do and what to say. So with that, let's go to the qualification call script. So this is, I've divided this up into three pages because it's a little bit longer. So I'm going to go through this and just explain each paragraph as we go through it. If you want to copy these, you're more than welcome to. You can update these to your own business and follow along. So the first part is, let me go through with you how we do what we do at Cindog Media. We start with looking at your business with a bird's eye view by creating a 1-page business map that details what you do, how you do it, and who your customers are. There's obviously more here I'd go into, however, I'd want to keep it really simple. So at this stage, this is how we help our customers. Does that sound good to you in any way? So you pause and wait for a response here. The reason, this is a dialogue, it's not a monologue. As I mentioned last night, if you want to do a monologue, go and get some acting classes and do it there. This is a sales call, is a dialogue. You're engaging the customer. You want them to do most of the talking. In all honesty, right? You're just there to guide that conversation, to figure out what they want and offer it if you can offer that product or service. And there'll be a point in this call where if your business is not the right fit for their business, you've got to call that out and leave the door open for future business. You being honest here, not trying to sell them something that they're not going to make use of, is a very crucial part. And we've all been there. We've all been sold something that we didn't really need. We've been sold on promises of something that we expected and we got something else. And how did you feel, right? You felt like almost betrayed in most circumstances, and going, how do I get out of this? It's important you keep that level of integrity and say, no, this isn't a great fit. And you may at that point recommend someone who can support them at that, what they're looking for specifically. However, we'll go into that part of the call later on. So what we've, continuing on with the qualification script, what we've understood is that customers are looking to figure out what problems their customers are actually having, where to find these customers, and how to engage with them regularly. So what we've done is found a way to map this out in one simple step, which allows you to have all this information condensed on a single page. This vital tool, this is a vital tool that you will come back to time and time again. So, this part of the script is really, how do you solve problems in your business? How can you condense that down into a very short paragraph so someone can understand it? And what is that tool that you use? If there's a certain tool, if there's a map, if there's a discovery call, if there's something that you do that's unique to your business, this is where you articulate that to the customer so they understand. At that point, pause and wait for a response. Now, obviously, change that for your business. Going on to the next page. Prospect name, John, Jane, Julie. Does that kind of process sound good to you? Wait for their response. Great. Why? Again, wait for their response. Engage them. Now, we've figured out what appeals to you. Tell me a bit about your business. Now, this is where you get them to do, the customer or the prospect to do more talking about their business and what their problems are. This point, you got to really listen. Like, this is the point. This is the crucial, out of all this part, this is one of the crucial points of the call where you need to do as much active listening as possible and taking as much notes as possible. I would, you could record the call, but that's again, you haven't told the customer you're recording the call. So I'd avoid that. I would avoid recording calls. I just take as many notes as possible. Again, recording calls, there's a privacy issue there as well. So you need to let a customer know if you are recording a call, and most people won't feel very comfortable with you recording it. So take as many notes as possible. That's quite acceptable of what the customer needs, what their problems are, and so forth. Going on with the script, so a lot of people come to us for website, social media, video content, or all of the above. What would be your number one priority? Now change that part for your business, whatever it is. If you're a personal coach, so a lot of people come to us for time management issues or burnout issues. What would be the number one priority for you? So change that part to suit your business. Pause and wait for a response. They'll respond with, "Hey, I've got my website needs a lot of work. What do you think are a few impacts of not having your website running optimally?" Get their response. What's happening there? Tell me more. Like what's holding back? Why haven't you done it so far? Is there something that you've been hesitating on? I'll just give you an example here. One customer that we serviced, they were afraid to approach the previous person who built the website, who wasn't even a part of the business anymore. The website was running. It was, everything was out of date. It was just kind of hanging in there. But they were afraid to approach that person thinking, I don't know what they were thinking, right? It was just like, and then, the eventual outcome was we just built a brand new website and changed, where the domain was pointing. So there's lots of things that may conflict the customer at that point. All right, moving on with the script. Now, before I go on to the next part, I'll just say, in terms of sales calls alone, one of the things that really I'm just going to check if there's messages now. One of the things that really hold people back, especially businesses, is the time to make those sales calls. Most business owners are head deep actually doing the work for their customers. They're in the business. They're not, they're part of the operation side. So they haven't got the capacity or the headspace to actually go, hey, this is 2 hours. I'm going to go sit down, make the calls. But the outcome of that is your business isn't growing. This is one very simple avenue that you can start to utilize tomorrow itself to start connecting with customers. It's raw. It's, this is where the rubber meets the road. Look, we do social media posts as part of brand building, but sales calls are where you actually talk to people and, understand their problems. you understand what their pain points are. It's market research, it's everything. And it is something not to be avoided. It might sound scary, but it is the true essence of where you'll find, more customers. So don't avoid it. If you feel like that you don't have the time, or don't have the capacity, don't have the resources, we can support that. We can help you to make those calls on your behalf. We can develop the scripts for you. We can, provide someone who can actually make those calls professionally, whether you want it based, someone calling from Australia, or if your budget only allows for someone to call from overseas. There's there's things you can kind of leverage to support that process. And depending on which way you want to go, we can support that. But that's another, it's a discussion that we can have. So anyway, let's go on to the next part of the qualification script. So how long have you had this concern? So this is about the website. Pause and wait for a response. When would you like to see this change by? At this point, if the prospect does not feel like it is a good fit for the product or service, call it out and leave an opening for future business if they have something if we can offer something. So for example, at this point in time, if someone came to me and go, I want you to develop an app rather than a website, an app for Apple. I want you to develop an app for Android, and I want it done in the next couple of months. I would say, look, this isn't a good fit for us. We did have an app developer, but however, at this point, they've moved on, so we would not take that project on board. And I'd recommend someone. I know a few people who could do it. I would recommend them to go and have a chat with them. Obviously, it's not a part of our business, and they'd need to do their due diligence in terms of talking to that person and working out the requirements. So, call it out. This is how you gain trust from customers. When you say this isn't the right fit, leave an opening for future business. I think we can help you, although the reason why the prospect is not a good fit may imply we are not a good, may imply we may not be the right fit at this point in time. And you can say, look, however, we can help you update your website or, update your videos or socials. So tell me what else. So let's say it is a good fit and we're going to continue with the conversation. So tell me what else, who else is there to bounce the decisions off, or would you be doing this yourself? So at this point, the customer would say, hey, yeah, I've got a business partner. I need to run this decision by them. But they're not in the office, or they've gone on holiday and they're not back from, Christmas break in Fiji and they're living it up. So go stop here. Look, can we get them on a call, on a Zoom meeting? Maybe we can have this continue this chat with them, so we can make that decision. If you want to wait till after they come back, we can reschedule this call. So it's really important to stop here, I think. If the decision makers or the sole decision maker is not on the call, aim to get them to join the call, or reschedule to have them on the call. Made that quite kind of bold here in the sense of it's pointless it is pointless going forward with this interaction if the person you're talking to can't make the decisions. You're going to have to repeat this energy. You're going to have to repeat this whole process, and it's going to get a little bit watered down, right, by the end of it. So stop the call, get them on the call, and even if you have to wait a few days to a week, that's perfectly fine, I think, in terms of moving forward. Pause and wait for a response. So this is basically the part of the qualification. The next part would be the solution. So we'd go on to that. In terms of, we've discussed how we qualify the customer, the different things that we go through. So tomorrow we're going to go through the solutions part. If you need some, again, I'm going to just mention, if you need some support on this in developing sales calls, scripts, or actually making the calls, you can reach out to us on +61 426 794 189. You can phone or SMS or WhatsApp that number. You can email us at contact@cindogmedia.com, or you can simply go to our website, cindogmedia.com, and there'll be a chat button there where you can send us a message directly to my mobile as well. So thanks for joining in. If you like this video, please support us by giving a thumbs up, sharing it on your social feed, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Google My Business, Twitter, wherever it is that you saw it. If you do like it and you think one of your friends or colleagues or family may like it, please share it with them. That is how you can show your support. And we look forward to you joining us tomorrow night for part 7 of the sales call series, where we will go into the solution part of the script. So thanks for joining in tonight. I'm going to stop the share. I'm going to bid you a good night, and I'll catch you tomorrow.